What's up, everyone? It is trades time here at Jamie Brown HQ. We've got People Squad, the NL Fantasy Analysis team, to go through the trades. And in our People Squad, we went for two. So Cleary does come in, he gets the captaincy slapped on him beautifully. Fafita ends up with the vice, given he plays the second game, which is cool. And Dan Russell comes in as well. So Sanders Smith is removed, along with Jack DeBellin. Pretty stock standard trades in the end. 25k in the bank. 2 trades remaining for the last 4 rounds it'll be, which is pretty good, I think, considering the depth that we have. We have Preston out this week, so we use him as a looper. We've got Manu, who I've got in there as a looping man, and he's going to be the looper with Karaz. So we got Karaz in the wing fullback spot. We also have Lemuelu. So either way, if one of them doesn't play, being Karaz definitely, and Lem does, then we may just keep that position as is. Manu will go into wing fullback, and we can go from there. If Lemuelu is out, then I will be moving. Well, probably it won't actually matter, but Val Tafari will come in for Lemuelu for the People Squad. So that's where it's at. Obviously, we have 2, maybe 3 out, and hopefully we can use those loops to our advantage there. The team we've put together is really, really strong. So obviously when Karaz is back and Preston, we have a really, really strong 18. Yeah, even 19. Oh yeah, 18 definitely. And then Russell's going to be a 40 guy, looks like. So team looking really good, and surely, as I said, we finished in the top 1,000, and we have a good crack in the Community Cup as well. As I said, I think we've got one more round, and then we get into finals, finishing in round 27 for the People's Cup, which is fun, I believe. So, yeah, team Payne Haas. Yeah, if you're looking at that, this squad compared to mine, still has Moses in it, which is really, really cool. Has Payne Haas, which is great. Obviously, Kiraz, he's been scoring great, but yeah, you'd say he's a little bit under someone like Tedesco. Tohu Harris still in the squad. So, yeah, I think, as I said, the People Squad will end up in a really, really good spot. If they miss out on the 1,000, it'd be an absolute travesty, I think. I don't know how it's actually going to happen when we have so many of the top guys there. So, great news on that front. Let's just have a look at our depth chart as well. We have a couple of Eels, obviously, not too many, just the 2 of them, which is nice. All of our guys, except for Harrison Graham, are playing, week to week. So we have 20 guys. We take away those 2, that would be 18 heading into round 27, which is cool. We do have the 1 Bronco, which means, in a couple of weeks' time, we're going to have to worry about that, but that'll be fine. Just the 1 guy out. We do have mid cover, which is awesome with Tohu Harris. We have Preston as our edge cover along with Dan Russell, which is great. We have centre and wing fullback cover with Manu and Tafade, obviously, or Lemuelu, however you want to look at that. Halves cover, we're good with Heinze. So overall, in a really solid position. Just the hooker, the hooker position without Graham is an issue. But if Marshall King goes down, then Graham will come back in. So there's definitely some solace there. And that's the same in my team with Brennan Hands at the moment. That if Joey Lustig, who's now just bolted in the side, if he ends up getting injured or suspended or something like that, then Brendan will just come straight back in. So yeah, it's a very tough fall from grace, that one, unfortunately, for our squad. Yeah, in an awesome position, guys. 2 trades remaining. Really, really good overall. My squad, it's just the 1 trade, and I think I've decided to go with Cherry Evans. So once I finish this video, I'll move Cherry into the vice captaincy spot, just because he plays in that first game. And this first one ends up being so important for my week. DCE, Garrick, Tedesco, and Manu. So those 4 guys, not super highly owned. Obviously, Garrick and Cherry Evans are getting up there along with Manu. But, with people potentially looping him, like I'm thinking about, I could do him or Teddy. And Teddy just seems to be a bit more the up and down. He'll go 20 odd, and then he'll have a lesser side he'll be up against, and he'll go big. So I think I'm just going to back Teddy in to score better than Manu. Consistency wise, you'd probably go, you probably should just be looping Teddy. But then I'm able to loop either center or wing fullback as well if I have Manu at 5. So that just makes a little bit more sense to myself as well. If we happen to have a laid out in the centers or the wing fullbacks, that's where that would kick into gear. So JDB goes to DCE. As I said, we've got Horsburgh over Payne Haas in the People Squad, which probably before this last week was a bit of a wash in terms of scoring. DCE instead of Moses in there. And SJ as well. So as I said, the squad's looking a little bit better. Cost-wise, we've got Tedesco's a little bit more expensive. Penasini, who would be the slightly better option as well, with Garrick as well. So we have a few guys that you'd say be a slightly ahead. Bateman and these type of characters as well. And Papali'i there. So overall, very, very decent position that we've got here. If all goes well, Then we're going to be playing Joe Manu and Penasini. So Manu will be the fourth man on this interchange. Once we loop, we'll keep King there or whoever it's going to be. Penasini comes up against the Dragons this week, so hopefully our Eels players do a good job in Penasini and also Hopgood. So yeah, that's where we're at with my team as well. Let me know what you would have done in this squad. My main issue there, the reason I did go for DCE was that if you look at just averages, just solely, you look at all the mids and the mids that I have available to get. And the reason why I would have gone for a mid, guys, just so I had a little bit more cover. So Max King, obviously I have Cole Hulme as well, which is good, and we're not just not sure on his role, so I'm not counting him as an option at this point, but hopefully he does play for the rest of the year, and in a pinch, if I need him, then he can cover the mids. But Maxi King is my cover, and next week will be fine for mids. It's the week after a couple of weeks after, I should say, with Murray when he's out, and then Hopgood in the last week. So if I do happen to have a few injuries, then that's where I could get into trouble. But I wanted to go for the highest average guy available, and for those that were available to me, DeBellin's getting traded out. The highest guy, average points wise, that's available for every single week. Carrigan, 57. He's very, very close to DCE there, who is averaging 58.9. And we know his pedigree of years past. He's a 62 type of guy, especially last year, him and Munster. And it was just a coin flip between him and Munster this week. And I went for DCE just with a slightly easier draw there. Tapine, 55. Adam Fanua-Blake, 57. But very much inflated by tries, which he could definitely get again. I think I can see Fanua-Blake and DCE is pretty similar scorers, to be honest with you. Mid to high 40s and then 70. Mid to high 40s, 70. And that's probably what I'm going to expect here. And then it kind of goes a little bit downhill from there. Tohu Harris, Fodawaker, Ryan Madison, these types of guys there on that front. And then the edges are much different. It's guys like Frizzell, who we're looking at there, and Butcher, 52 and 54. Where if you look at the halves position, as I said, it's 58.9 for DCE and 56.7. So I just went with, as I said, a slightly easier draw and the high average. Is just as simply as I made it for myself. And maybe have a look at doing that yourself as well. That could definitely play out well for you. It's obviously your decision and who you think you're going to enjoy most when you're making your final trades decision. I'm going to leave myself with one, guys, just for if any of the big dogs end up getting injured. As I said, I could have traded Brendan Hands. I actually have the exact amount to go to Api Coruscant, and that would give me that hooker cover. It would also give me another boom or bust type of player. I could put Api as, see how Manu goes, and then if he went poor, I could just slot Api straight into that 4 slot. And then he could do really well, but he could also go low as well. So he's as I said, you want to be trying to loop him if possible. But it would have given me the hooker cover. I wouldn't then have cover for every single position. But my main issue there, as I said in that previous video, is if you're trading someone like Api at that mid-range, who's probably a 45 average type of guy for the rest of the season, and then your DCE, your Fafita, your Bateman, your Hines, your Cleary, one of these guys goes down that are very expensive and are averaging a 60 plus, you cannot then replace them, which is the frustrating part. And, there's so many guys on this list, the Payne Haas's, the Isaiah Yo's, all of those types of guys. Mitch Moses obviously here as well in the halves position that you'd want, that you just couldn't get then, and you're missing out on that probably extra 15 or so points each and every week. So whilst that could help me this week, if there was an injury this week, that's a lot of rounds to go in for to have no trades remaining, and missing out on a big scorer like that. So that's where we're at. That's where we're finishing this, and I wish you all the best of luck heading into tonight.